Hey guys, welcome back to Not Your Mama's MLM podcast. This is Leah, your host. I am so excited about what is going on right now and some ideas I have set in motion. But let me fill you in first on what's going on in my life. I missed my Wednesday mark this week, but guys, I'm here again on Friday. So at least I'm getting 2 podcasts in a week. Consistency has always been the bane of my existence, and it is something that I have struggled with pretty much all of my life, and I'm continually trying to do it and trying to get better at it. In fact, right now I'm also working on losing weight, so consistency with my diet is something that I'm working on. I used to be really good with consistency in terms of working out because that was something I could get into and I enjoyed. I also got really good at consistency and not working out when I stopped working out, and unfortunately over the last couple of years I've gained all of the weight that I lost back, and it's about time to get back on that bus. So I've been working on that consistency. And because I'm doing that and also doing this challenge with my skincare product line and really, getting a good understanding of how it works, I've put myself into this challenge of 100 free or like selfie-free filter-free selfies that I am actually currently going through. So every day I document my journey. Not that you can see a lot of difference from day to day, just like when you're losing weight. You don't see a lot of differences on a day-to-day basis, but at least I'm documenting the journey. And so I'm documenting the face journey, I'm documenting my hair journey, and of course, or not my hair journey, my weight loss journey. And of course, you guys know I've been documenting my journey to a 10,000 member Boss Babe downline. And I wanted to tell you guys about something else that I'm working on right now to help me become more consistent in my business. So I've always been really great at meeting new people, striking up conversations, and getting things going. And I know not everybody is like me. In fact, I know most of my team that I've had in the past doesn't like getting out. They don't like going to events. They don't like meeting people. They don't like meeting strangers. They're okay messaging people on Facebook and other social media platforms, but they're not really big on one-to-one interactions. But that's not been my problem. And while I've always been focused on my team and helping them to do better and to have more, and encouraging them to do things that they're not necessarily wanting to or comfortable or even think about doing, the things that are working for me, I also realize that I have to meet them where they're at. And that also brings me back again to my own things that I don't necessarily do well. And what can I do that will bridge that divide? What can I do to bridge the gap? So as you guys know, right now we're working on polishing off our automation recruiting systems. All of it I've actually been hammering down, heads down, and really just hammering in all of the little details, some of the extra finesses that can actually just take those pages, that funnel, even to the next level, thanks to working with my mentor. We're really kind of hammering that out, and then I have to go back and redesign it because I don't believe in fugly funnels. I have an aesthetic issue when it comes to pages that are just block imagery and block colors because, as you guys know, I came from a wedding design background. So visually, things need to be just as appealing and stunning to me when it's my representation, when it's a representation of me. And I know that just having a beautiful page or just having a beautiful, website is not the solution. In fact, I built 4 different websites for myself when I was running my wedding design business. And the last one I built, I thought was absolutely stunning and just gorgeous. And I mirrored modeled after some amazing websites and did it all on my own. And I was very, very proud of it. But it didn't do any better for me in terms of attracting clients and attracting, new customers than my very first website. It's all about the content and the things that go into it. So there is a beauty and there is a marriage of content and beauty. And there's a message, a sales message that definitely has to be there. And that is something that I have been learning. But I'm kind of getting off topic here, guys. I want to tell you about something that I'm working on right now, and I want to invite you because I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to create this live. I'm actually going to invite people in so they can see how I do what I do and in this creation. And then after it's all done, we'll wrap it up, and probably it'll be put out there in the world as an offering, with a really low ticket value, something as a front end offer. But as I said, one of the things that I struggle with a lot is consistency. I love meeting new people. I love starting conversations, but I have a really hard time following up. And this also goes with my customers and my team. I have a tendency to fall off. Like I'll be really good at following up with them and talking to them, and messaging them on a regular basis, my customers, and then all of a sudden I'll just stop. But I want to be more active. I want to be more inclusive in their conversations and in their heads, be in their heads in terms of helping them making decisions on future purchases and buying opportunities. Really, so it doesn't feel so much like a push or a sell whenever some flash sale comes up or some deal comes up. It doesn't feel as though, you only message me when you have something cool to say or when you have something you want to sell. Because it's not about me. I have to take the focus off of me and I have to really put it on my customers and my team members and the people that I'm here to serve. And the only way that I can serve them is by creating conversations and continuing to be in conversations. So one of the things that I am working on right now, well, not exactly right now, but it is in the pipeline here within the next week or so. I want to start creating a chat bot that is actually going to continue the conversations post that initial conversation. So there's going to be a couple different chatbots, obviously, that have to be set up. And what my game plan is to create each of them and to record them live with as many of you guys who want to join me to find out how you can implement chatbots into your life that feel natural, that also continue the conversation without you having to be the one who initiates it all the time, or even expecting your customers to initiate it. Because that's the one thing that I tend to fall back on is if they need me, I tell them, hey, I'm here for you if you need me. But I know even for myself, sometimes I don't reach out to people that I need when I need them because I feel like I'm bothering them. So if I continue to keep that conversation alive and I continue to offer value and I continue to give them things that are working for them. And the reason why I'm focusing on chatbots and not focusing on a Facebook group, which I also have, is because I find that also I kind of tend to not have that consistency in the Facebook group. And I've created some systems and put some automated pieces in place that actually have created content that goes in there through automated processes, but unfortunately, it's not keeping the conversation going. And so I'm actually working on a challenge. There's one called the One Group Away Challenge as well. So very similar to the One Funnel Away Challenge, which I need to get into and really dedicate myself to and start implementing those things into the groups that I have. But I have so many different groups, it's kind of hard to focus. And I know what I really need to do is just focus on one at a time. And I'm sure there's many of you out there who are like me, who you have so many things going on. It's sometimes really hard to focus. So I'm really focusing right now on the recruiting aspect of our business. And then also that process that takes place between someone starting the recruiting process and someone actually entering the business. So some of those follow-up messages, I'm going to actually start putting into an automated sequence within a chatbot world. Emails are great, and we are actually going to do that as well. We'll have an email option, or actually the chatbot's going to be more of the option. The email will be the default method, just because that's something that's more established and it's something that's people are usually accustomed to. But for those that are in the chatbot world that know anything about it, chatbots opening rate is about 70 to 80%. Which is extremely high. I know that every time I get a message that comes up, a messenger, message that comes up and I see a person's face, certain people I will pop on immediately and other people I'll kind of push off to the side and not necessarily look at their messages right away. But the point is that the open rate on that is way higher than it is in emails. And emails are fantastic. Emails are great. Emails are really still a great way to communicate, and they give you so much more play. But chatbots, but email message rates, if you're getting 20 to 30%, that's considered awesome. And I really want to go for more. So I'm going to add in this chatbot feature. And the chatbot feature is going to mirror what's happening in terms of the application funnel portion. As we're going through that, it's actually going to mirror what the emails are that are going out. But then after they get out of that initial cycle, I'm actually going to go ahead and create what we call the Seinfeld. So if anybody is familiar with Russell Brunson and .com secrets and expert secrets, you all know about the Seinfeld email sequence. Well, we're going to create a Seinfeld email sequence for our chatbots, and we're actually going to keep that running throughout the whole course of the year. Now, one of the awesome things I just found as well is that there's a way to actually have it input specific information on a daily basis, and people can actually interact, because this is the one thing that's really awesome about chatbots that you can't necessarily get out of an email, is that you can get interactions. You can get people interacting with you on a regular basis, and every single time it pops up, you can give them a one-click button to be able to interact with you and get the response. So for instance, the way that I was looking at this, the introduction that I had to this was, somebody had said, well, what if we send somebody a daily motivational quote? So they set it up so that it sends the same exact message every single day, but when someone interacts, the message that gets sent to them says, hey, do you guys want to check out your daily motivational quote? And they say yes. So they click yes, and then that pulls down the motivational quote for the day, which I thought was super awesome. So why can't we do the exact same thing with our product lines, with our recruiting systems, with our, basic tips? So what my game plan right now is, because the people who are coming through my recruiting funnel are people who are motivated, because automatically they are ready to go. They are ready to, they're investing in their businesses. I'm not targeting every Joe Schmo who could potentially be in network marketing. That is not my target audience. My target audience is someone who understands what network marketing, what MLM means. They understand that there is money in MLM to be made. They understand that it is a get-rich-quick scheme, because they know that they don't want to get rich slow. They understand that this is the ability for them to change their financial futures. This is not something I have to convince them of. That is the pool of people that I'm actually talking to. But I'm also talking to that same group of people who understand that what they're doing right now is frustrating for them, or it's not working for them, or they're lacking in some sort of consistency, or they just want to do things differently. They're tired of being the leader who's doing everything for their team. They're tired of consistently recruiting and spending, hours on end just reaching out to people in the act of recruiting and not actually being able to enjoy the fruits of their labor. And so they want to take and automate some of the parts of their business that they don't necessarily need to be the business. They are a part of the business, but they're not the business. So they can orchestrate, they can actually conduct some of the things that can be done by other people or other sources or other resources or other systems. So those are the people that I'm targeting. So when they're coming through this funnel, the daily tips that I'm giving them could be business tips. It could be other things that they could be implementing. It could be tools that they could be implementing into their business that could actually potentially help them. And so I can actually create an entire list of these things, have them pre-generated so that they can be pulled in on a daily basis, but keep that conversation going. Keep that interaction with people. Now, that doesn't take me out of the equation. That means that every once in a while I can jump back in and have a one-on-one conversation. And the one thing that's really great about chatbots is there is a way to have it pause and notify you and say, hey, listen, their response didn't make sense to me. So I need someone to help me figure out how to, do this. In other words, it defaults back to being a human interaction versus an automated interaction. And so that's one of the things that I'm working on right now. And I haven't mapped it all out, just like you map out a funnel. Chatbots are basically creating a funnel of themselves. And so I actually just created, or I shouldn't say just created, but we just created one for our product lines in a quiz format. We also created chatbots for reminders in terms of the pre-frame. I told you guys about that one earlier, pre-framing for the webinars. We also have a post interaction of a webinar. So these are all little chatbots that can be created and then implemented, and people can be moved from different sequences. So again, this is the exact same concept as having a sales funnel, but this is a message funnel essentially. So messenger funnels maybe is what I should call it, which should be kind of fun, but we'll work on the messaging here in a little bit. But guys, I am actually, by the time this goes live, I will not have this up, but if you come back, I will actually have a page ready for you. So you can actually sign up if it's something that's of interest to you. I'm actually going to do it in chatbot. I'm just going to create a quick landing page so you guys can kind of get an idea of how it works. But I probably am going to, next weekend is going to be kind of crazy for me. I'm actually scheduled to go out of town for work next week, which I'm super excited because I get to go to one of my favorite cities in the area. I get to go to Chicago. So Chicago's a lot of fun. I'm actually going to take my little with me as well, taking my mom, and we're going to do our homeschooling out there, as well as be able to go to some of the museums, which is a great opportunity. I actually need to do some research on that prior to going out so that we can actually take advantage of the time that we're there to the best of our abilities. But we're going out there. So it will not be this week. I will tell you, I will probably do it the first weekend in October. So I'm going to go ahead and get that registration ready. It's a little early, I know, to be promoting this out for you guys, but I'm guessing it's going to be in October. It might be before then if I can get it done before then, but we'll see. But I definitely want to build these out so I can give you guys some examples. And then as I said, after I do that, I will be actually packaging these up and selling them as pre-made templates for people if they want to get their hands on them. So super excited about that. And it is, it's time for me to get in and actually get started on the rest of my day. So lovely. I hope that you are having an amazing day, and I will talk to you again really soon. Bye. Mwah.